Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of Rent Free Podcast, where we live rent free with our parents and our thoughts live rent free with us. I'm Nestor, and if the rest of the boys want to choose themselves.
Hello, I'm Abel.
What's up? Is Matthew?
Hello, everybody. My name is Enrique.
And today's a special episode because we have a guest today. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Raul.
So if nobody else wants to introduce the topic of today's episode, I'll
Uh,
go ahead.
I'll introduce it. Today we're talking about why comedy is dead in this current political standpoint that is 2020, and yeah. Nestor, would you like to continue my statement?
Yeah, just for more clarification and insight to today's episode, we're talking about how was comedy is known to be subjective. Due to recent events, it's become a very touchy and sensitive topic. It's where people can't really express themselves where you could 5 years ago. Uh, Today we're giving multiple examples of how comedy has been more subjective uh, as to now than later years. But if no one else wants to go, then I can start us off.
I mean, I just want to correct Abel because I don't think political standpoint is the right word to use because one, Loki, you just made that up on the spot. Two, social construct is a better word.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
bro. Sorry, you fucking big brain ass looking motherfucker, bro.
All right, let's stay on topic. All right, Wester, you can go.
Okay, so I mean, I sort of disagree with both of you, but when I go on a tangent, Abel was on the right topic. Could have just said politically correct. But previous to the podcast, we all watched a skit from Dave Chappelle. If anybody has any prior knowledge of Dave Chappelle, he isn't known to be the most politically correct person. I had shown you guys a skit that he made called Nagar Family. Yes, that sounds exactly what it sounds like. It was essentially a white family in the suburbs portrayed as, well, having a really insensitive last name, and Dave Chappelle being like a milkman, rouge colored. And they go on to make not very subtle racist jokes. They were very explicit, just using that N word over and over again, and just kind of milking the skit. If anyone else wants to build off what happened in that video.
Yeah, basically throughout the whole video, it's basically showing like, or it's insinuating, a bunch of like stereotypes to black people, and it's like near the end, it gets to like a little bit heated, as I would say. I don't know. But yeah, the basically the whole video is just to like kind of it's a bit like of a it's a bit controversial by using that word and just it and during that time also when it was aired it wasn't received like very well. A lot of people were kind of angry of it.
And because of Dave Chappelle's like more controversial skits, he ends up getting himself canceled, and that's why he decided to like stop making comedy skits like that, or just comedy in general.
Yeah, it was just really sad to see that because he made good quality skits, and although they were controversial, that was the whole point of them. That's what dark humor was. It was really just sad to see such a great comedian go in such a sad way. Because I mean, cancel culture wasn't really prominent. When something like that skit was aired, like in 2017, cancel culture wasn't really the thing, and for him to still be canceled in like the way he was, kind of sad because there was no reason for him to like be canceled when it was just a joke.
You know,
Yeah. Oh.
no, you could go, Matt.
All right. Yeah. I had recently seen, well, a while ago, I had seen some of his sketches that he had put on Netflix. Which I guess like he had like came back after what had happened since he had like kind of like been gone for a while, and it was a bit refreshing. It was a bit refreshing to hear him, and also he kind of like touched on about like the recent stuff that would happen to him, where if he was just like talking, like there would be some people who would like call him out or like about what he said and they would be offended. But then it's like you also have this thing where it's like you're at a comedy show and like you're gonna be offended one way or another. But Also, it's like Dave Chappelle kind of he pokes fun at like multiple people. He pokes fun at multiple, minorities. It's not just like limited to like if you feel offended, like you're not the only person that might feel offended. Like everybody's gonna get poked fun at. Everybody's gonna feel the same way that you felt. Like he's not trying to he's not trying to just bully you personally. Like it's at everybody's it's at everybody's game. Like I don't really see the problem in like much dark humor. Like I understand that some people may get offended, and times are changing, and it's television can't be as edgy as it was like back then. But you also just have to like just realize that comedy is like different from like the real, or it's comedy's just different, like in general. It's
Okay,
just
Matthew,
different.
preach. I like that, Matthew.
Yeah,
I
bro.
see. I see what you said, Matthew. I see that.
I
Yeah,
see.
But
bro.
it,
Man's
it's
literally put out the Joker. He was like, comedy
Wait,
is
shut up.
subjective, Murray.
Murray.
Oh,
You
okay.
wouldn't understand, Murray.
But I want to clear the air. Roll. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I want to add on to what Matthew said, like regarding like how we can't be like people can't be as edgy or as or can't just really joke on sensitive topics in comparison to like 10 years or yeah, 10 years ago. Because I mean, society's like kind of changing, and the things that we used to tolerate, can't be joked around anymore this year. And so I feel like it has to do with current world events, and social movements. And so, it's really difficult to pull off a edgy joke or something that touches on a very sensitive topic. So I feel like those kind of jokes they kind of go really downhill if you try to make them.
Yeah, I see. I see where you're going that with that, Raul. Like honestly, um, comedy might be ending soon. I have a feeling because like anything, like I feel like if you start even making like slightly offensive jokes, like it's not even like racist or anything. It's just like the slightly offensive jokes are just gonna be taken as what's it called, microaggressions, and then people start getting offended for like the smallest things. Like the I feel like no, but I feel like a lot of people don't understand that comedy is subjective. Like I know some people might not find like edgy humor to be funny, but so many people find that funny because what's the best way to relieve of something that makes you mad or sad or something like that? It's laughter. Laughter's the best medicine. You get me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
feel like people are just trying to make a joke, or trying to liven up the mood in whatever way they can. And I feel like the certain topics right now, you literally just can't make a joke, or else you'll be looked down upon, and you'll get seen in a different way.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean, we could also bring up the fact that you guys remember that one joke on Sky Jackson? That one
guacamole.
dude who said guacamole penis?
Guacamole
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I do
yeah.
remember that
And
joke.
Sky Jackson, she literally,
doxed him.
yeah, she literally
To the
doxed
extreme.
my homeboy over a joke and ruined not only his parents' careers, but also his career. And so now it's just like, oh, is there a certain point where jokes aren't considered jokes anymore? And what effects do like people who have high social influence, like if they were to joke about it, what would happen to them? Blah blah blah, stuff like that. And I just feel like overall, like some jokes are okay, but some jokes like yeah, you can sometimes the joke can be taken as too far, but I feel like it depends on like what you see as a joke because some people like you guys were saying have different humor and favor different types of humor compared to other people.
Then I wanna go back. We've talked about cancel culture many times in the podcast, but I want to go back how Sky Jackson just essentially docked someone. It's really scary to see comedy now because a joke can really take your life.
Yeah.
Because let's say
Mhm.
let's say I make a 9/11 joke, right? I don't want to make one right now because that would be insensitive. But let's say I make one, right? and the wrong person hears it, they leak my address. And then let's say that joke was viral, right? My video was viral,
Uh-huh.
right? Someone doxed me. He leaks all my information. What if I like piss off the wrong person, and now I have someone with a 9 in my a 9 in my house?
I mean, I can also add on that because I've seen two instances on Twitter where, yeah, I have seen on 9/11 when someone asked like, "Oh, what happened on 9/11?" and then someone responded with gender reveal, and it was like the Twin Towers. It was like it was like it was like the Twin Towers, and like you know how like the explosions, right? But they
Yeah.
just basically photoshopped it with like pink, like
Blue, yeah.
a pink mist to show that it's a girl. And so it was just like a play on how like gender reveals are getting out of hand. And then the second time was when this dude tweeted out that, oh, Nicki Minaj has horrible music. And then 5 minutes later, a fucking Nicki Minaj stan literally goes like, "This you?" And then it's like his address, his
Yeah.
email,
Phone
and it was
number.
like, yeah, and then he retweeted it out. He was like, "Bro, it's only been 5 minutes and you already have my fucking address." And it's like,
Yeah.
bro, last thing you need to do is just either piss off a Nicki Minaj stan or a BTS stan. Like those, like
Okay, but we're not gonna target those people, even though
yeah,
those fans are crazy. We're not gonna
yeah,
target them
yeah.
because we're not doing that right now.
Next thing you know, hey,
BTS stands, I'm out for
this you, yeah.
But the comment was sad because you can't even make fun of like I was gonna say your own kind, but that just sounds weird. Like you like your own race, or something like you can't even make fun of your own friends. Cause let's say I would post a video of like Enrique being Mexican, right? I like call him like a beanie or something. Like that
All
video
right,
went
bro.
viral.
That's kind of offensive, bro.
Bro,
Okay,
shut up,
be
bro. Shut up,
quiet.
bro. Shut up,
Be
Pikachu.
quiet. Let's say hypothetically I
Shut
did
up,
that,
bro.
right? Now, a
Okay,
bunch of
so
people see it.
hypothetically speaking,
Shut up.
Like a bunch of people see that. Now some random white girl is trying to like cancel me because I made fun of Mexican.
Dude, that's so
Oh.
stupid. It's like if I start calling like I call my sister a wetback. Imagine I call her a wetback, bro. And then I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican. And then all of a sudden I get all these white girls are like signing a petition for my sister to help her with like therapy sessions or some shit because
Yeah, because now she's a survivor, not a victim,
yeah,
right?
bro,
she's a
man, do
survivor.
not just say therapy sessions, bro.
Wait, but I have a
No, bro.
question. I have a question about like comedy in terms of like making like jokes that kind of push the boundary. Like when is the joke going too far? Like what do you think is like the turning point, the tipping point?
That's a trick question. There's no answer to that.
There
Yeah.
is no answer because it
Because
all depends on
comedy,
the person's like humor, if that makes sense. There's no limit to the person's humor.
if you think about it, a good joke always pushes the boundary, and no matter what topic, a joke is unique. You can't if you keep on saying the same things. That just makes comedy bland. So essentially, every joke, dark humor or not, just pushes the boundary of what comedy can do.
I mean, we could just go like, "Hey Siri, define joke."
See, now that didn't work. Now you just look
yeah.
silly.
Okay. Hold on. A noun that someone says to cause amusement or laughter, especially a story with a funny punchline. So yeah, a joke is just like based for like amusement or just to make others laugh. And I feel like some jokes, well, like I mean, I might get hate for this, but like they might like be offensive. Like they're sometimes funny. Like I've seen some like Mexican jokes, and it was like this one dude. I think it was like what's it called? It was like when they announced Trump was paying like I think $200 an hour or something like that for building the wall, and it was just like me and all my homeboys going to the border to build a wall for Trump because like they're getting racks, homie. They secured the bag.
I want to touch back on something you said. It might have been like something you meant like intentionally, but you said it might be offensive. No, comedy is usually always offensive. It's just how the person chooses to be offended or not.
Yeah, if
Nah.
if the person chooses to overreact, that's on them. It's not really on a joke.
I feel like
I
there's
feel
people
like
go ahead, go ahead.
I feel like most people just choose to overreact to certain jokes, instead of like embracing the joke and laughing with the people that are laughing. I feel like you can't say anything now. Like any joke you just say is just like, oh my god, I'm offended. Trigger warning, trigger warning. I remember I
Yeah.
saw this thing on Twitter. A guy literally posted a picture of waffles, and then someone on the comments was like, oh, you forgot to put the trigger warning, and then someone replied with like ooh, this man's scared of waffles, and he started posting waffles.
But
You know,
I
not
do
no,
agree,
no, no, not to get too off topic, but what's it called? This reminds me of that one joke. Like, you know, have you seen that one episode of SpongeBob when they're stuck in like in a well, and it's like, what's it called? Squidward's all like, "I'm claustrophobic," and then SpongeBob or Patrick asks, "What does that mean?" And then SpongeBob was like, "It means he's afraid of Santa Claus."
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. No, but I wanna. I forgot who's talking before Enrique.
Me.
You
me,
no.
me,
Oh
me,
yeah,
me.
it was you. It was you.
About the
I
waffles.
forgot what you said exactly, but it reminded me of how before the podcast, before we recorded, we're talking about everyone, or not everyone, but most people have a victim complex, like a
Oh
really
yes,
extreme victim
sir.
complex. And if for those who don't know, a victim complex is essentially a person that plays to the victim, but in this case, it's to the extreme where like I can make any type of joke, and they find the pettiest thing, to get offended by it. Even if like I could put a trigger warning and say, hey, don't listen to my content or don't watch this if you're one to get offended easily. They will purposely go and try to find something that like offended them just to spite me. Like that's another thing wrong with comedy. Like you can't please anyone. You can't please anyone. You please one person. That's just like comedy standpoint right now, and it's sad to see that.
Yeah, it is kind of sad. I remember I posted a meme up on Twitter. I think it was like Trump after all the white girls post fuck Trump on their Instagram stories, and it's like a gif of Trump leaving the office and going to his room. And then I remember a K-pop stan responded to that meme, and she was like, I mean, I guess go off, I guess. Fuck Trump, I guess go off.
Bro, hold on. That reminds me of two things. One, I remember I saw this tweet where it's like, ask a girl what her favorite anime is, and I can guarantee it's either Hunter x Hunter, Haikyuu, My Hero Academia,
Sword Art
or
Online.
BSD.
Fairy tale.
And then all the girls on Twitter literally sent death threats. May I remind you, death threats to a fucking 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old. They really sent death threats to a 12-year-old.
Twitter
No,
is
that's-
like different built.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
no,
Twitter's
but
just a
sometimes
different breed.
They be
kids,
built
no,
different.
kids these days are like a different breed. Like
Yeah.
there was a video. I know I've seen it where it's three girls like, oh yeah, since Trump has been in office, school shootings have been down like the most this year.
Oh.
And then there's one little kid. He's like, "What am I going to do? Stream snipe the car?" like, I don't know, but like, some of these kids like see like that wasn't one that's really offensive. That's just him, like ridiculing them, which is funny. It's just, like these kids are just different breeds. Like, I don't know
They're
what's
built
wrong
They
with them.
literally built different, bro.
Literally, the kids born after us were literally born different.
I don't know.
On
I don't
Just Say
know.
on Freud.
I feel like our generation still has that millennial stuff where some of the kids in our generation still get offended, but then like the kids born after us start like not giving a shit about anything, just find
Yeah,
everything a
and
joke.
I'm
Yeah.
really happy to see because once like everyone before us and half of our generation dies out, I feel like the society would just be a much better place. Because I swear to God,
Amen.
these kids don't have parents. I swear to God, they were born like magically from our COD personas. Like we manifested these kids from the
Nah, bro.
hours and hours
They
and
came
hours
from
and
the
hours.
fucking storks only. The storks.
No, but actually,
Baby Mario, baby
like I can't wait till everyone before all generations before us and us until we die out, and society will just be like paradise. Like, maybe those be those scragglers where they get offended. I feel like they'll be competent enough and have the capacity to view different perspectives. With that being said, I think we should end it there. Anyone else have anything to say?
I just want to say that you just assumed my gender 50 million times in that one sentence, and I'm offended.
Okay,
All right, let's cancel him. We're canceling him. We're canceling him. That's it. We need a
All
host.
right, thank you guys for watching the Rent Free podcast, and my name is Markiplier, and see you guys.
My name is Jacksepticeye.